Welcome back, survivors. It's Rain Survives here again, and we're gonna welcome the adventurers who came to my channel originally, checking out my Pathfinder stuff. And if you're interested in Pathfinder Kingmaker, that means you're probably a fan of Dungeons & Dragons, and that's awesome because in addition to starting another series of Pathfinder Kingmaker here, I also have a tabletop role-playing game talk show that I do on Twitch. It's at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time over on TT2KB on Twitch. And if you'd like to catch up on previous episodes of that, I also have a YouTube channel for it. Also, TT2KB there. And TT2KB, by the way, stands for Tabletop 2 Keyboard. And that's going to be the home for a lot of other projects that my friends and I have outside of the realm of single-player video games. So we'll do some co-op games over there, and we just do our live games of Dungeons & Dragons or other role-playing games we may be playing. And like I said, that talk show ranges all kinds of topics. We bring on guests, and in fact, August 12th, 2019, we are bringing on Satine Phoenix, pretty big name in the role-playing community, and she's going to be joining us to talk about her new show, Destination Fantastic. So anyway, enough of that plug stuff going around. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of why I actually have this episode here. And this is, in fact, talking about wanting to start a new game. Now, for those of you who followed the last one, I was playing a paladin on a hard setting, and then I abruptly stopped. I had a bunch of real-life stuff come up. The other real reason why I didn't enjoy Pathfinder Kingmaker as much as I wanted to is because I just do not like real-time strategy games as much as I like turn-based ones. I know that a lot of people prefer the real-time. I found a mod that's going to allow us, and I'll show you here, Control F10, and it is going to allow us to play turn-based combat style, and I am really looking forward to that. So if you're a fan of pure games without any mods, this series will not be for you, because I will be using turn-based combat, and I'm toying with the idea of maybe doing slight tweaks, nothing major, but slight tweaks to the companion characters with the respecialization mod. Now, what do we want to do with this new challenge? Well, first of all, I'd like to actually see all the game and the story that it has to show, and I was really excited about kingdom management, so I want to get to that point. I'm thinking we'll probably still do hard setting, just because I like things to be challenging, and I didn't find challenging to be challenging. Hard is very difficult, it's very frustrating at times, but I think now with a turn-based system I can actually micromanage my guys more effectively, and I understand a little bit more about how this version of the game compares to the tabletop version, and there are some things that are slightly more advantageous on this setting than they were there. For example, Valerie, the super high AC, high hit point tank that can't hit anything, in a tabletop game would be terrible. Yeah, the DM would just skip them and avoid them and go right back to your back line and it'd be no problem. But in this game, bad guys seem to stick to her like glue. And so if that works, then that opens up actual tanking, and we can build her that way. And likewise, Amiri, there's some things I've seen we can tweak around with her that'll make her much more effective. And in a turn-based system, I can actually control her, keep her from getting sued by everything. So that's gonna be cool. Now, I am gonna go ahead and set this on hard just as kind of a general thing here. We'll probably do that. If you guys are against that, let me know. I did see there was an option here to enable character retrains. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like you'll be able to fix some things later on. I'll probably use that. One of the things I've wanted to do is to come up with a different character. Paladin's okay, but it doesn't really excite me as much as some other things. And since I last played, they introduced the kineticist. And this was something from Occult Adventures from the old Pathfinder system. And that came out somewhere around the time my gaming group switched from Pathfinder to 5th Ed. And so I never got to play a kineticist. And while I played a ton of Pathfinder, I played every class probably multiple times, I never got a chance to play kineticist, and they looked really cool. I was really interested in doing like Earth, you know, doing a lot of control effects, making walls, you know, doing like tripping and bull rushing, and just really playing around with that. So that's what I want to do with this character. I'm going to give this a shot. It's a very complicated class, apparently. Well, that's going to be cool. I actually really enjoy playing complicated classes that can do a lot of things. What I'm thinking, and again, feel free to disagree with me in the comments, let me know what you're thinking, is that I want to get away from Asmars and Tieflings, even though they're pretty good, and I'm probably going to do a dwarf, just because these guys are driven off of Constitution, which is really high for a dwarf, obviously. Wisdom's always handy for saving throws, and this stings the -2 to Charisma, so I want to fix that. But the other things that are really good are this one here, Hardy. So +2 racial bonus in saving throws, poison spells, and spell-like abilities. That's hard to beat. And there's of course other little knickknacks here and there that make it pretty good. But I like the concept of having a dwarf that's in tune with Earth. And so I'm thinking I'm probably going to lean towards Earth and Water for this character, as they seem to be the most controller kind of classes. And also there's apparently a little bit of healing involved in there, which would probably be good with the group makeup that I've seen. And likewise, this is going to be mostly a blind playthrough. And I say mostly because we've really only played the very, very early parts of the game. And if you watch my series, which I'll link up at the top here, from before, we basically got to, what was that, the old sycamore tree or something like that. And we hadn't even really gotten very far. We had just gotten some of our other story companions, Octavia and Rigognar. So we were starting to get a taste for the game, but I haven't gone any beyond that. So this will be an interesting take if you want to watch something go through for the first time. Now, am I an expert in this video game? No way. Am I really knowledgeable about Pathfinder in general and tabletop role-playing games? Absolutely. So take that for what it is, and I hope you guys have some ideas of what you want out of this series. So let me know what sorts of things you want to focus on. Do you want to focus on story elements? Do you want to focus on trying to min-max some builds? Do you want to focus on really doing the narration, getting in the voice acting and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, so let me know. Do you want to go evil? Do you want to go good, neutral? Give me all that stuff in the comments, and I'll see if I can tune this to you guys. And so take a look at that stuff I talked about before, and be on the lookout for future videos.